Hey, welcome to the Bob and Tam Show.
In our excellent adventures. I'm trying to
Get
get
more
my-
center there. So nobody's on yet.
How about
Hello.
I see Paul down there. Paul's on.
Let's get our YouTube up here on the phone and see what's going on. Make sure we're actually live. Yep.
Can hear us.
Yeah. So tonight we got a bunch of neat stuff going on. We've got a major announcement about Sturgis for all those that are thinking about going to Sturgis or not going to Sturgis. We got something that's going to happen. So this is going to just blow the top off of the world. Such a large event that's going to happen in Sturgis. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit later. So hang around for that. So we got some updates on Sturgis. No, I didn't. I have to go back to the other computer. And so we got a bunch of neat stuff going on with that. And I forgot where I'm at. You can talk to him and I'll go do that.
Alrighty. So we're going to have Paul on from the Fairing Xchange. He's got some news coming up that if you never got that fairing done or any work that he does, he's going to be traveling around a little bit in December and January. And he's going to tell us where he's going to be. So you guys can meet up with him somewhere. There's Clint on. He says he's the first one. Jamie O's on. How are you doing? There's Patsy. Westminster, Colorado. Mike is napping. Well, let's not wake him up. That guy works hard. I hope your mom's doing well. Robert Armstrong's on from Northern Ontario. Hey, how about that? And Hard 2799. Bob and Dee's on. And Mark Roberts, how are you doing tonight? And there's a Facebook user. And the Facebook user is Mindy and James. So anyway, lots of neat stuff to talk about tonight. We're going to get Paul on here in just a few minutes and we'll talk to him. There's Archie Bunker. How about that? We got Archie Bunker in the house. Larry Blevins, Tony P. Tony's on. How you doing, Tony? How's Guido doing? Yeah, there's Patsy. He says yes, he does. And Mom's doing well. Good to hear. There's Guns and Rides. There you go. How you guys doing? And Charlie decides to eat. So if you hear chomp, chomp, chomp in the background, that's Charlie eating. Not quite. Not the same Archie Bunker, huh?
So if you caught the live yesterday, that was just kind of giving you an update about kind of what's going on. None of that ended up happening like we thought, other than getting some calls from Sturgis. The electric didn't end up getting turned on. We got a whole big issue with that. I got to put a pedestal in and got to figure out how I'm going to do the wiring on that because I'm going to have to run 100 amps. But I think the breaker is only going to take a size 6, and I think I need to run a size 3. So I'm assuming I'm going to put a sub box down to run 60 feet away. So
all great to me.
Yep. So that's not happening. We thought we were going to start working on the shop today, and the wood's not going to get delivered till Friday. So that's kind of a mess up on that. We did go over and work a little bit on the bathroom. We did find all of the holes in the bathroom.
All 3 holes.
Yeah, got them all. So we're ready to go. So that's a good sign. So we put the back wall up. So that's pretty good. So tonight, that's what we're going to be doing. Our first guest that we've got coming on is going to be Paul. If you guys don't know about the Fairing Xchange, if you haven't been watching our videos over the years, he does a whole lot of neat stuff. So we're going to bring him on, and he's going to talk a little bit about what he's got. And then we got the really big breaking news. After he gets done, we're going to tell you the breaking news. So hang around all the way to the bitter end.
Hey there, Monica. How you doing?
So let me put my glasses on so I can see Paul down there. You got to put your ear thing in.
It's on this side.
Yeah.
We each got our own now. We don't have to share one.
Yeah, because since we're live, it'll echo, and we don't want it to echo. So put our little earpiece in, and we'll bring Paul on. And,
Paul ready? Did he give you a thumbs up?
And let me put in here, two. Yep, I see a thumbs up.
All right.
So we'll add him. There he is,
there
Paul.
He is.
Hi.
Here I am.
Oh. All right, so we can hear you. That's a good sign.
Yep, that's good.
Okay, so tell everybody a little bit about what you do.
Okay. 15 years ago, we started out painting inner fairings for the touring bikes. Those of you like yourself with the CVO already have a painted color matched inner fairing, but we started doing them years ago, and it kind of turned into a business by accident. And over the years, it's expanded from a hobby into a real job. And we travel the rally circuit, which obviously you've seen us at rallies all over the country.
Right.
And in the winter months, in the months that we're not doing rallies, which is December, January, sometimes into February, we have guys that are here, obviously working at our shop, but that are used to traveling the road. So to keep people getting the upgrades that they want that can't get to all the rallies, we actually will do what we call our winter road trips, which that started years ago as a way for me to go and visit mom in Minnesota and, travel around the country and have it as a business expense. So now we have turned that into quite a feat every year. We put out there that we are going to be going, and I sent you guys some of the proposed trip plans for this year, but basically we don't have everybody says, well, where are you going? Where are you going to be? We do house calls. In the winter, it's cold. So we go right to people's houses. We literally will put out what we expect is our route. And we do have a bunch of reservations. So we kind of put, all right, we're going to go to this city or this city. So we have that out there, but we also will go in many areas, away from what that route is to get to these people. So that's kind of what we do. And that's how we go about that. I lost you.
We're
trying to get the map.
Can you get the picture showing?
And
There's a map behind him.
So you're supposed to be able to click here, and we should go
side to side.
Yeah, and it's not. Let's see. It says shift.
Basically, everywhere from Mitchell, South Dakota, which is our furthest west point. We're going to be going out there to Clockworks and doing another job with them this year. But we'll be going to South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, all up through, the eastern part of the U.S. and then down to wherever, again, we have orders. And we literally are going to people and doing the upgrades that they're looking for. You mentioned that we do the inner fairings, but we also do audio upgrades. We do Dakota digital gauges, which we did on your bike.
Yeah. That he really likes.
Quite a lot of those. We do, many other things as well. So
you got lighting and stuff you do too.
Yes, we do all the custom dynamics lighting. We have quite an inventory of that. And all of this stuff, people think when we pull up on our winter road trips that we're going to have our 50-foot trailer and, come up and do all this stuff. Literally, when we come up, we are bringing what has been reserved. So if somebody says, hey, I want to do an inner fairing, but while you're there, I'd like to do the audio and the gauges and, maybe some lighting. Those are things that we need to work out before we go on this trip, because we only bring what has been reserved for this trip. We're literally coming to you, to your house. We do it often in the snow. And the coldest install I ever did was in Des Moines, Iowa, a few years ago in a garage with no heat and one light bulb. It was 4 degrees below zero. I installed an inner fairing on a street glide.
Cold.
That wasn't fun, but we got it done.
So you also have a Facebook page, right? And it's called, is it called The Fairing Xchange or just Fairing Xchange?
The Fairing Xchange.
Okay. So it's like that, but just with the in front of it.
Yes.
So I'm taking it we can put your phone number out there.
Yes, you can. We have our shop number and my personal number, which is fine.
Let me look.
People can call or text.
Okay.
There we go. There's the shop's number there. So she'll put that across the bottom. I know one of the things you didn't mention is other than the CVOs, you have all factory color paints, stock paints.
Correct. All the fairings we use are OEM fairings. They are Harley Davidson fairings that we paint and exchange. These aren't the fairings coming out of China. They're Harley parts painted with Harley paint. So you're getting a factory part on your bike. Yeah, that's why we do an exchange.
I know we've talked before about that. You have a full paint shop. You can even paint bikes and everything else down at the shop.
Yeah, we delivered 2 bikes to Harley dealerships this week. Yeah, it's a good and a bad thing when because of the limited availability of bikes right now. Literally, the dealerships will sell a black trike to somebody that wants a red one, and they'll take it apart and send it to us to paint red. Which it's good. It keeps us busy, but it also is a lot of work.
Yeah, because I know by just talking to the other vendors that deal with that, you seem to be the one that paints almost everybody's parts. A lot of them.
We've got a good reputation. We've been doing this a long time. I spent 20 years teaching guys to paint cars. Been doing this fairing thing for 15 years now. My head painter was a rep for a paint company for 20 years. So yeah, we take pride in what we do, and we use quality product, obviously Harley-Davidson paint. So yeah, it's when people want something done, they use us because they know it's going to be done and done right.
Yeah, because I know there's some out there that we've heard that their paint peels and all this stuff. A lot of the stuff you see that comes from overseas, and
Correct.
It isn't quite the same quality that what you're putting out.
Everybody tries. We in 15 years, I can count on one hand the number of paint failures we've had.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just, again, we use the right stuff and we do it the right way. So.
And we watch them all the time. If you go back and watch any of the videos, we don't do so much these last year, but we did it for the first couple of years. We did it. We went around to all the vendors, and you can check out their shop when they're out there doing the work and stuff. And they do a really good job. And if I didn't have a CBO, I would change the color. Maybe someday I might do something with mine. Yep. But I had the CBO, so I haven't done nothing. But I know with Tam, when she's probably 15 years ago when we got yours done. And
2014. That's when
and it was from the dealer to get a colored one. We paid, I think, installed and everything was about $1,400 for it. And
wow!
I say that this was like 12 years ago. So that's how expensive the dealers are, and for the prices that you do is a really good deal. And then also the Dakota.
We do the job with Harley parts and Harley paint
Yeah.
for less than you can pay one of these companies that's bringing the stuff out of China.
Right.
And we're doing the install.
Yeah.
That's right. There you go.
I mean,
so do you do them for Road Kings also, correct?
We paint them. We don't have Road King fairings. Road King Wide Open Custom manufactures those fairings, and we paint them and install them. But Road Kings don't come with a fairing, so we can't exchange a Road King fairing. It didn't come with one. Wide Open.
Get one from
custom.
Wide Open, and then you could paint it for him. Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, we've installed a ton of those over the years.
She comes from Australia. She'll probably be in Sturgis next year.
So she can call ahead, and she can either get a hold of you or get a hold of
Ben.
Of Wide Open, yes.
And talk to them, and they'll have it all painted up and be ready to go for when you show up at whatever rally you show up at.
Correct. Yeah, we're at most of the major rallies around the country. So, and obviously you guys have seen us at all of them. So
yeah.
At most of them. You go to some that we don't even go to.
Right.
So if anybody is pretty much I guess you go, what's as far west as
you said Mitchell, South Dakota.
Okay. So
yeah, we're going to go to Clockworks again this year. At their place in Mitchell, South Dakota. We'll be in Sioux Falls at Dakota Digital. But we'll be in Minneapolis. We'll be in Milwaukee. We'll be in a lot of the areas, but that doesn't mean that's where we're going, because we're going to somebody's house. People see the pictures that I've got up on our Facebook going, oh, well, where is D or where is E? It doesn't matter where that is. That's just an area we're going to because we're going to a house.
Okay.
Yeah. See, that's like I said. I thought when I asked you the question, I thought maybe you were at some dealerships or some things like that. Didn't realize that this trip is pretty much come to your front door and have your work done.
How about that? What do they call it? What the doctors used to do?
House calls.
House calls. There you go.
Yeah.
You don't get that very often anymore.
No. And for us, obviously we have a great price when we're doing it at the rally or at our shop. When we're doing a house call, we charge $75, which doesn't even cover the cost of our travel, but it gets us out there and gets us to these people to get the work done they want. Whether it's a Christmas gift. Last year I did 2 installs in the Wisconsin area. One was a surprise and one was a Christmas gift from a wife to a husband, where she called and set it up, and I went to their place and exchanged the fairing, and he got to be surprised when he got home to see it for Christmas. So, but it's kind of funny how they think they're going to hide it from the husband when it's on the bike.
Unless you come during the day and he's at work. I don't know.
Well, the only thing I did with her, like in her case, we took it to the dealer. I told her I had to do some work on her bike.
He told me that I had a flat tire.
Oh, yeah.
And he took it all the way out to like the Inland Empire. And we were right there in Orange County. I said, why didn't you take it down the street? And he's like, well, I called them and they said that was the best deal. And I'm like, and then it took like 2 weeks. And I'm like, and 2 weeks to fix a flat tire? I'm like, come on.
Well, tires are on back order. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was, when I got there, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was pretty neat. And so, like I say, it definitely dresses up the bike, taking off that old dull black one and putting on a new one.
So these are fairings we're talking about, Karen. Paul he'll take your old fairing off if you have a black one, the inner fairing, paint it the same color as your bike, and put it on your bike, and you have a colored inner fairing.
So he's kind of covering, he's actually in Florida now. That's where he lives.
Yes.
And he's going to be going up into Ohio, up into Wisconsin, up into
Yep.
Illinois, and through Idaho.
We've got
all a
stops
bunch of-
in so many different states.
Yeah.
We've got
So if you're
Pennsylvania,
interested,
New Jersey.
yeah.
What's
So
that?
if you're interested in getting, you're thinking about, hey, I'm interested in inner fairing, and what's it going to cost? And here's where I live. Can you make a stop by my house? Here's his phone number.
Right.
I'm always backwards over here, and you can give him a call, or you can go on their Facebook page, or there's a whole bunch of different ways. They're called the Fairing Xchange, and they're pretty easy to find. And they
Because
got
you exchange your fairing. That's the
and they
whole
can also
idea.
do other
Right.
things. They also do like what I have. I have the
Digital gauges.
the Dakota digital gauges. I always say Dakota gauges. They're actually Dakota
Yep.
digital gauges because they make gauges for all kinds of stuff. I couldn't believe going to the factory how much stuff
Oh,
they
yeah.
make. And
Pretty
but Harley
impressive.
is but their Harley is getting to be their big thing. They're starting to sell more. That when we were there, they were going to put 3 or 4 more guys on to
Right.
build the
Our
gauges
ladies.
and stuff. And so it was a really neat place. And I
They
wish I
also-
could have filmed more inside, but of course you like to keep your secrets. But I mean, everything was
Top secret.
inside. And I think they said, "Oh, there is one thing we have to import." And I'm like, "Where's that from?" And they said, "Oh, well, over in Wisconsin."
Yeah.
They have
Right.
So that's the only. Other than that, everything's made right there.
Yep. Everything
South
machined
Dakota.
right there, printed
Oh,
there,
yes.
everything.
And they got a great
Really neat.
warranty. They like when we were sitting there, if anybody's really, even if you've had gauges for years and you call up whoever installed it, and like if you have Paul here put it on, you have a problem with the gauges, you can call him. He'll call the factory, and they're really, like they
Yep.
said, they pretty much are known for having a really good, outstanding warranty. And like I say, I've never had
Correct.
any trouble with my gauges so far. I'm still finding new stuff every time we get on the bike. I find something new to do with the bike, and I'm just so over. I should have bought them years ago. And
Right.
I've been looking at them for 15 years, but I
A
had
long
no idea that, like I say, the normal bike you have no idea what your oil pressure is. You know,
Right.
there's all that stuff. You can keep track of your quarter mile in there. You can keep track of all this different stuff that's in there. The temperature of the bike.
Yep.
If you like, we were doing with the love jugs.
Have you seen there is high mile per hour and high RPM, so your
Yeah.
wife can check up on you?
Yeah. See if you're hot rodding around
I'm
out
just
there doing
squeezing
quarter
them
mile.
from behind and slow down.
And so
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
So
So if
what
you're
Paul's going to do is he's going to be traveling around in December and January. So
December, January, yes.
if you haven't been able to catch up with him at a rally,
Mhm.
call him or at this number or on Facebook. You can message him. And
Yep. Or our website, which is thefairingxchange.com.
Okay. I gotta type
And,
that in.
we'll put a bunch of links in our Facebook groups too, if you want to find it. And we'll also, I don't know where else we'll put it. We'll put in all the different things that we have. We'll put all of his information down there. So you can go on our Facebook pages. We got, I think, 3 or 4 there we'll talk about. And maybe we'll even throw them in the Sturgis one, because people might want to get that before they get to Sturgis and see that that's going on. So let's talk a little bit about rallies in general.
Sure.
What do you think was your best rally this year?
That's tough. I mean, Sturgis is always amazing for us. Laconia was a good rally. The number of people was actually down this year, which is strange for Laconia, but maybe it's because this coming year is the 100th.
Mhm.
So everybody has to go to that. I mean, that's pretty cool. I want the t-shirt from that. Ocean City is always a great event for us. And of course, Daytona being in our backyard, 80 miles away. That's probably our biggest event we do. Panama City with the new owner of Thunder Beach. It's really kind of stepped up its game a little bit, bringing in the bigger bands and more entertainment. So that was good for us. But again, as a whole, we've been very blessed. We have a great crew, and every year our business has grown. So people go, "Oh, well, how was your year? How did you do?" We grow every year. The only year we haven't grown in our existence was 2020 because of COVID. And that just took a total dive. And then we came back even bigger the next year. So, again, we're fortunate. We've aligned ourselves with some great companies. We've made some great friends, such as you guys. The word gets out there. We do what people believe is obviously very good work. That's why they continue coming back to us. But again, you mentioned the warranty with the gauges and the support. every company we've aligned ourselves with, which Custom Dynamics in the lighting, KST in the handlebars, Dakota Digital gauges, Clockworks on the windshields and the fenders and stuff that we sell, they're all great companies that really stand behind their product. It's not the cheap, stuff coming out of China that everybody goes, oh, it's cheap. It's, it's not as expensive as that. Price isn't the biggest thing. Obviously, that. That's why you bought a Harley.
Yeah.
But
Jacksonville is where his backyard is.
Somebody want to know where you're.
What part of Florida?
Oh,
Karen
yes,
lives in
we're
Florida,
Jacksonville, Florida, North Florida.
Yep.
And
So we actually have one more event to do this year. In 2 weeks, we will be going to Leesburg for the rescheduled event. Got chased away by a hurricane, but we'll be there December 1st through the 4th in Leesburg, Florida at Gator Harley. So that'll be our last rally of the year.
How did Myrtle Beach turn out with it? Did you end up staying the whole time or did you leave early?
No, we did not. A couple of reasons. Number one, obviously the hurricane was coming through for the fall rally and it was coming through Florida. And I wanted to get back home to be there with my family. My guys ended up staying there, but they ended up tearing down just before the hurricane ended up hitting Myrtle Beach. So yeah, it was a very short event. Had Monday, Tuesday, and part of Wednesday, and then we were done. So
yeah, I know a few. I think Rick Rack ended up staying to the bitter end, but I think he lost his tent.
Yeah, they were one of the few that did stay, and they definitely were.
I think Saturday ended up being, I think Saturday ended up being a really nice day. I think it was up in the 70s.
You know what?
And sun was out,
always after the storm, it's great.
Calm after the storm, huh?
But for us, that in our situation, I couldn't afford to lose our whole setup with that storm. With a rented tent, it doesn't matter. It's the tent company's problem. Yeah, in our case, if we'd have lost our awnings, we would have lost the rest of the year because I couldn't replace those awnings before the end of the year. So
I know it's tough. As I say, we were kind of glad we didn't end up going. We kind of decided we weren't going to do the fall rallies this year. And then when they started talking about that hurricane, it's like, maybe it was meant to be.
Made a really good decision there.
And then turn around going down to Daytona. I was really afraid, but it seemed like everybody we talked to, it seemed like the fall rally in Daytona wasn't, money-wise, they didn't do too bad.
Right. I saw the beginning of the year, the rallies were good, but literally from Sturgis on, the rallies were better for us. We were beating prior years quite a bit, where the first half of the year we were just kind of on par with last year. But again, we obviously with Myrtle Beach, that one was way down because we didn't get to finish the event. But again, many of the others were just really good. And I don't know if it's because there's more people going. I know it's not because people have more money.
Not in this economy right now.
But I guess they're seeing some of the benefit in what we've got going on. So they're like, okay, let's go this way and invest their money with what we're doing. So
is that where you're going to be at in Leesburg? Is it the Gator Harley Davidson?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah, it starts December 1st and goes through the 4th. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
And if you want to get a fairing, they keep a few. When you go to the rally, you have some in stock. But if somebody needs one, we
normally keep about 300 in stock with us, but we are so far behind because the shop just couldn't keep up with me between the dealers and what we were selling throughout the year. So right now we're about 200 in stock. So it's not like we don't have them, but if somebody comes up and asks for a new color, we may or may not have it because we have been selling out.
Right.
So the idea is if you're thinking about Leesburg, I'm going to be there and I want to get one for my bike, it'd be a good idea to give you a call. So you can
if they let us know in advance or do a reservation on our website, then we know that we have it there for them.
Yeah.
So that looks pretty good. So sounds pretty good. So I think you're going to give us a special too, aren't you?
We are. As we were talking earlier, obviously Black Friday's coming up and I'm seeing everybody having their sales. I kind of made a decision that one thing we could do is on our winter road trips, if anybody wants to add to their order, or even just get the Dakota digital gauges. We normally only charge $100 to install them, which is a lot less than anybody else does. But for the Bob and Tam special, if they would like to buy the gauges, we'll do the install free. We'll take that $100 off.
There you
How about
go.
that?
That's a good
So
deal.
as long as that's
Yeah.
ordered between now and, you know,
Truck rolls that way.
Yeah.
the next 2 weeks, we'll
Yep.
honor that.
Yep. So that's a good deal.
So-
We'll do maybe another
Short.
short on that, and remind people maybe on Friday. We'll do another one on
Sure.
on Black Friday and remind everybody and stuff. And when are you actually pulling out?
We are, because there's so many family things going on between my family and the guys that work with me to do this. We were talking about doing our first road trip the first part of December. That may change to mid-December.
Okay.
Anybody that we're going to them, obviously they need to be a little bit flexible because we're going from house to house.
Yeah.
Right.
But we'll communicate with them a week to 2 weeks in advance to set up a day and hopefully even a reasonable time of that day when we'll be there.
Okay. Sounds
So-
pretty good.
Yep.
So we want to thank you for coming on tonight. And
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys.
No problem. And do you have anything else you want to tell anybody or say anything, or let's make sure there's no more questions?
I just want to say thank you again for all you do. And I hope you have a blessed Thanksgiving. And we appreciate all the information that you bring to us. You guys have definitely gone out there and taken a lot of time and a lot of effort to bring real information to all of us. So we appreciate that. I know all your
Thank you.
subscribers do.
I thank you. And you have a good Thanksgiving in your family.
We will.
Yep, you too. And be safe out there on your road trip. And don't forget, if anybody is out in that general area where he's going to be, or if you're not for sure where he's going to be,
Give him a call.
give him a call. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll put
just contact us unless you're in
California.
Bangor, Maine.
yeah.
We're not going there, but you know, if it's reasonably within
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, west to Minnesota, South Dakota, we'll go there. I mean, we're all over the place.
Like
Again, the
like
pictures that
mailman.
we posted so far are just a basic route of where we're going based on current orders. That doesn't mean that's the only places we're going, and we're not setting up there. You don't have to get to us. We're going to them.
There you go. Can't
So-
ask for more than that.
Well, thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome. Well, you take care
All right.
and have a nice holiday. Tell Seth we said hi, and we'll see you soon.
Sounds great. Thanks.
All righty. Bye-bye.
All right. So there we go. Let me flip back over here to just us because what's wrong with my screen? Why it didn't work? You can go back to your comments.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat. So if you guys are, if you're even thinking about digital gauges, probably, Ryder X is going to be upset now
Yeah.
because he could have saved a hell of a lot of money because he probably had the damn dealer put it in and probably charged him way much. Actually, on his Dakota gauges, he's actually a little bit better priced than a lot of the other people. I'm not going to
Mhm.
mention any names, but some of the other people, they buy directly from Dakota digital gauges. So they're getting the best price than they can. And same thing, when we contacted Dakota digital gauges, that's who we had to go for an install. That's who they recommended. So, you know, for having that, and that when we went up there, they knew Paul really well and had a lot of really good things to say about him. And we've always had good response with Paul. He's always been a really good guy. They've always taken, I think the first, all of our vendors, when we first met them all, they were all like, who the heck are these
I
people?
know. It's like, you want to do a shout out? And they're like, what?
And then after that,
Why?
I think he actually told us, I think it was this year or last year when we went up to him, he's like, you know, he kind of told us the story of how he reacted to us when we first walked up, which you probably get off, which it is. There's a whole mess of YouTubers trying to do what we do. And not everybody has the relationship that we've built up with our vendors and stuff. So it's kind of neat. And it doesn't matter if other YouTubers want to go out there and give shout outs for these vendors and stuff. We don't get anything compensation for any of the shout outs that we do. We just have a good friendly relationship with them all. And we're glad to see them when we go out to the rallies and things. So it's kind of neat.
Kind of make a friendship with them all. And that's what we said. A lot of them, like with Amzor Adam, with Paul, I don't think I've met his wife, but friends with her on Facebook. So we've talked to them a lot. And, you know, you just get to be friends with them. I kind of told them after the third or fourth rally, you know, and we went around to everybody again. I said, you know, you guys are all like a bunch of carnies. And they said,
So do they want to come
welcome
on?
to the group. I'll ask her. I don't know if they're both
together.
Yeah, I don't think they're
So
together.
we've got a couple of announcements and some neat things going on tonight. So
There's
make sure
Rod. How
you
you
all
doing?
hang around for hearing what our major announcement about Sturgis is. I can't hardly believe this.
Art's on.
Holy smokes, Art got off work.
and Rod's on from
Can't believe Art's off.
New Hampshire.
You can come out to the house. We're actually going to
New
be
Hampshire, yeah.
Mindy's house on Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to be down in Kimberly's house and then come back Friday. And I don't know well, Friday we run around because that's all Black Friday sales. I got to get looking for my stuff that I'm looking for. Looking for a compressor.
We're not going to be home for Black Friday. And I'm like,
even though we don't have a lot of stores here, what's nice about our small little town is everything's really condensed to where it's easy to get to. Like if I want to go to Home Depot or even Walmart, you can still get in there even an hour or two after they open, and they still usually have some of the stuff they have, most of the stuff they have. You know, that number one thing they're selling, the $50 computer, they're not going to have, but I don't need a $50 computer. I already got a dozen of them as it is. So that's for Art. And so it's pretty neat and a lot of neat stuff going on. So we told earlier the garage is all messed up. Things didn't turn out like it's supposed to be. We were supposed to get electric turned on yesterday, and they told us what we decided to do is we were just going to put the GFI plug on the pole, and we were going to scratch the RV plug for now. And so I went down there and they're like, yeah, no problem. We'll scratch it all off. So the guy came out yesterday and said, sorry. Well, I had the grounding stake less than 6 feet away. I had to put 2 of them out here. Well, the first one, after I couldn't find it on the paper, after I beat it in the ground and she found it, I'm like, maybe the guy covered it all up. Maybe the guy won't see it. Probably was only off 6 inches if it was even out that far. So he nailed it for that and that. So we went back down there last night and they rewrote it and said, so I went back, I got me another stake. I drug it. It's 8 feet away now. So plenty far away. Can't complain now. It's too close. So put that in the ground and put all the paperwork back in. And this morning about 9 o'clock, they call and said, oh, you have to put your RV plug in now first. And I'm like, or put stuff in the garage. Well, I don't want.
They want the schematics of the garage.
And I'm not into that right now. So that was a big mess. So we've been running around today trying to figure out how to do that. We went out there just to try to measure how far I had to go because you have to figure out. You have to run 100 amp wire to the pedestal, and it's about 60 feet away. So the wind was blowing so freaking bad that the tape measure blew all over the place, and we had about 85 mile an hour winds today in Arizona. Really bad today. They said 45, but there was no way it was 45. And you can't even see any footprints anywhere because it all blew everything over. So even blew some stuff off the back patio that even didn't blow over in the 180 mile an hour winds we had a couple months ago.
No, it blew over. We have like one of those electric heaters or gas heaters, whatever they are. That was blown over, and the cushions for the patio furniture. So I put all them in the other garage, picked up that, put it on the side. It was a mess out there.
So we did that. So then the idea was we were going to go. I said, there's nothing going on. We'll go down and we'll work on the garage a little bit. And we'll build, because I finally found the third hole for the vent.
They call it a dirty vent?
I don't know what they call it. Whatever it is. It's the vent for the toilet and for all the appliance, all the stuff that's in the bathroom.
The sink. It's for the sink.
Sink drains into it. And yeah. So finally found that after digging holes in the garage floor. And because the guy marked it and said it was here and it wasn't there. I got a drill bit and started drilling around. So I got to go patch all those holes up and paint it gray again. And probably the worst thing will be vanity.
The vanity will probably be over the top of it.
But so we started doing our second piece of wood against our framing up against the bathroom. We got that all up this afternoon. And then I thought, hey, we're supposed to start today doing the inside, building the office, the shop, the studio, whatever you want to call it. And we figured out, let's not do it today because the county is going to be walking around out there. They don't need to know what we're doing in there. And so we canceled the day. Thought we'd just do it tomorrow. So we got down there and we're going to be running 2x10x16s across the top. That's going to be the upper floor above the garage, above the shop.
2x10s, 16 foot long.
2x10x16.
Oh, hell no.
And so when we started looking at it all, I'm like, we're starting some redwood. You got to put the pressure treated wood on the bottom, so if it gets wet, it doesn't rot the wood so bad and all that. So I didn't have enough sheets of enough of that. We also needed a baseboard because we're going to put 80-inch or 72-inch double barn door sliders. That's what's going to get into their pulling motors. That way, there's nothing on the floor, no door jam, or I didn't want a garage door because that'd take up more room inside. Because inside I'm gonna have about 8 foot or a little bit more than 8 foot of room inside to lift the bike up if we get the rack and all that kind of stuff. So none of that happened. So today we thought, hey, let's just call this morning. We'll order the wood. It'll be here tomorrow. No. First they told me it's gonna be here on the 30th. And so she called and complained and all that. And I said, screw it. We'll just go to Lowe's and buy it from them. Screw them. So then I went back to the computer and they moved it to Friday. They would deliver it, which I don't know how that just magically changed on the computer. So I went ahead and ordered to be here Friday, but it could be anywhere from 6 in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. And the guy that's going to help me, he's really into college football and stuff, so he doesn't do much on Saturdays. So we're leaving Tuesday, so I don't know if we're going to do anything Sunday or Monday. We'll have to see what he says. If he wants to do anything, wait till after Thanksgiving. And on that Saturday or Sunday or Monday, we'll start building that up. Should only take a few days to get the framing all up. So we didn't really get a whole lot of nothing done today. Well, I did find the pipe for the septic tank to hook up from the back of the bathroom. So that's ready to go. So I might do trenching tomorrow.
If we don't get blown away. And we haven't heard anything about the motorcycle yet either.
Yeah. So, which is, so we got a lot of issues going on with the motorcycle.
In the fire and nothing ain't getting done.
We're not telling you exactly what's going on, but I'm not even going to give you any hints, because if I even say one thing and it's not, you're going to know, well, then it's over there is where the problem is. So it didn't have anything to do with anything that we've had done yet. So we'll see. So with that, I find out this guy that we're having our work done at, he would have installed a 120 stage 4 engine in my bike, $6,900 out the door. I should have done that. He's got motors there.
He told him, he says that 110.
Which everybody has told me that already. But if I know this guy was this reasonable for motors and installing them and stuff, and dyno him, and he does the whole 9 yards for that $6,900. And I would have done it. He's got a bunch of motors there that is very reasonable. He's got motors around $3,000-$4,000 that he's selling. A couple of them are ones he's rebuilt. Some are brand new motors. And so we'll give you some information. We got all that filmed. We're waiting to go pick the bike up to make sure the noise is gone, and then we'll do the whole thing. But
everybody keeps asking what's happening in Sturgis. They want to know the big news.
How long have we been
on? 37 minutes.
Well, that ain't very long at all.
Well, they're all on the East Coast. They want to go to bed.
So we'll go ahead and tell you. So we were there in Sturgis when these people came to meet in this particular location. And that's kind of why we had to move around. So we actually seen the plans laying on the table. She took pictures of it, but we're not going to show you that because he probably didn't want us taking pictures. But we were really good about keeping a secret. But yesterday he told us that we could go ahead and go talk about it, and nobody else has got this out. So what is it?
Well, it's in the planning stages, and everything's supposed to start.
Yeah, it should all be done.
If
everything goes right, it'll be ready for Sturgis. That's their goal, and that's what they want. And as soon as I mention it, they've already been talking about this in Sturgis for about a year now, because I seen it before. They were talking about different areas, maybe out in Rapid City and stuff. Who the hell's going to go out to Rapid City? So here it is, right? We're going to get American Flat Track Racing by the Association of America, whoever puts out American Flat Track.
AMA.
They are building it. Where? At the Buffalo Chip. So there you go. Your inside information. And 4 or 5 big wigs came, and Woody told us when we were there, he's like, they got to get this crap together today.
He says, I'm taking them around so that way I have control of where they're at and where they're going. Because he wanted it all done and everything done in those couple of days. And that's why we were up there in Sturgis.
Yeah. So we got this. We didn't get to meet them. We've seen them, but we didn't get to meet them. And so we already kind of knew this was going on, but we didn't know if it was etched in stone or not. So he told us yesterday when she talked to him, and he said, you can go ahead and mention it, that they are getting the American Flat Track for racing. So there's going to be some big names coming to the Buffalo Chip for racing. I'm not sure how it's all going to work.
Where it's
typically,
all going to go.
Because we've seen a couple different maps. One, it looked like it might be over there where Camp Zero is. They're going to make the track go around. One of the ones we've seen looked like it's going to go around the campground. We'll be in the middle of the race. So I'm not sure which one he went with. You need to be in the middle, but it'd be hard to get in and out. But it was you probably have to build tunnels and stuff for people to drive in and
Yeah.
out. But I mean, that would be, no matter where it is, to have flat track racing and be able to bring in these big names. You know, this is
Pretty
going to
cool.
be really neat. There, we also talked to them about getting Sons of Speeds there. If you guys don't know about that, they race a lot of the vintage bikes. That's a lot of the, who's the big guy with vintage race bikes?
Billy Lane.
Yeah, Billy Lane's kind of like runs that kind of thing. He's one of the guys on the board there, and a whole bunch of Pirowitz and all these other people are all involved with that. So which is what I told Woody. I said, and he said, well, I already told him I want to let them be able to come out for some of their events here at the Buffalo Chip too, because they do it in Daytona. That's their big one that they do their races at. But it'd be great to come to Sturgis and have them there, not counting all the other flat track racing that's going to be going on there. So that's the big news. And I think it's going to take the Buffalo Chip to another level. And if you haven't bought your passes, this is the time you better start thinking. He hasn't given us a date of when he's going to raise the prices, but it's going to be soon. And he's thinking, he told us he maybe, if everything goes right, they think they're going to have an announcement of a band probably on Friday, Black Friday.
He's got an announcement video coming out this Friday, which is the 18th. And then there's going to be another announcement, I guess, Black Friday.
Yeah. So
that'll tell me what they were.
Yeah.
But...
So we don't know for sure what they are. So we can't tell you. But we'll see what happens, what it is. But once he starts announcing bands, he's going to start bringing, campground pass for the camping your RV and stuff that he doesn't raise the prices. It's the bands that raise up. So right now it's the $295 plus the taxes. So this is going to be your cheapest price. Actually, I went to Glencoe the other day. They were $295. Holy crap! I can't believe they're that expensive. But it is what it is.
What you want.
Well, but too many people there. I think at Glencoe, probably half the people there are only buying wristbands and they're not getting RV spots or anything else. So maybe that's why I don't know. But I couldn't believe they were that high. I thought they were like under $200 because it's like, I think
Tony
Kickstands is still like at the 175. I didn't pull up their website, but I think they're still at the 175 right now. I don't know when they raise their prices, but they've been out of town for the last month or so because the roads beat all done. If you hadn't caught that out, it probably won't be done before next year's rally. But in the next couple of years, we told you this, that we were going to talk to the county. That road that runs along Meade County Road that runs along the side of the Buffalo Chip that everybody always complains about, it's going to get concreted. It's going to turn into the 79 highway. They're going to take the 79, which runs in front of the Full Throttle Saloon, and it's going to curve across some of that land out there, and it's going to come even with the Buffalo Chip. So the Buffalo Chip will have that prime corner there with a light on it.
Yep.
And then that will run you out to the exit, which is where Kickstands is at. They're already, while we were there, it was a freaking mess. They're putting all these, what they had to do is extend all the ramps. So that way you have plenty of time to pick speed up to get up. So they've taken these ramps and they took all the dirt and hauled it into kickstands and they hauled it all out. So that's kind of why they closed up, because they were just, their equipment was driving on the property.
But they got to go to a couple of rallies, fall rallies. That was kind of cool for them, for Joey and Kim.
Yeah. So I don't know how often they even get out. Ever since they probably had a campground, they probably never got to go to any of the rallies, I would think.
I know how that runs. My mom and dad used to have a motel. We didn't get to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Always there.
So that's the big news that we have right now. So it's going to be really great. This is going to be a great year to go to Sturgis, because besides that, Sturgis, the city of Sturgis is going to have that street racing. They're going to make an oval track downtown Sturgis.
Main Street and Sherman, but they don't know what the two end streets will be.
Yeah, so it's going to be a pretty neat thing to have that on that last Saturday. So that's going to be it's going to be a lot of motorcycle racing, not counting what goes on up there at
Kind Gypsies.
That's right, because they got all the hill climbing and all the racing and stuff they do out there. So we're getting back to
racing.
That's right. We're getting back to the real heartbeat of what motorcycle rallies used to be, was all about the motorcycle racing and stuff. So this is really big news, and I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait for all this. Bad news was they got about 6 to 7 inches of snow in Sturgis yesterday.
But he said the temperature was nice. So they got a lot of snow, but it was still like in the low 60s. So it wasn't freezing cold, but they got about 6 to 7. He said it was really pretty up there. He was having a good day and had a couple meetings to go to. I was trying to think if there was anything else he said. Just the announcement. He's got a watch for their YouTube video coming up. They'll have an announcement on the 18th.
And we'll probably come back right out after they do theirs. We'll probably come out maybe with a short or maybe do a quick live and recap what they had. If they don't really get the views that they should get at the Buffalo Chip. We're trying to work with them to help them with their channel to get them up to, they should be. Buffalo Chip should have a couple 100,000.
He wants 10 million. 10 million subscribers.
I don't know if I can give him that. But
how can we get that?
But I think there's no reason why the Buffalo Chip, that's what Rod's trying to do is he is the face. He's the owner of the Buffalo Chip. And that's the problem when you see a lot of videos, just like with the Buffalo Chip, and there's other ones like this too, that you don't have anybody to contact with. You don't have any reaction with anybody. It's more like a commercial that they play. So you don't really, most people don't click on it because, you just, it is what it is.
It's very nice. They do a great job, but they just need to.
But they don't get the views. They're not getting any money off of their website or their Facebook page or YouTube. They're not making any money. And so I'm like, I don't know where it's no bill. So we'll have a lot more stuff like that as we get closer to the rally. So it's supposed to be here in the next few weeks. We're going to be helping him, and we'll be putting a couple videos out for him. We're probably going to do them and put them out. So that'll be kind of really neat to see what's going on. So other than that, that's probably the wrap up for today. Do you have anything else? Anybody else anything?
You want to talk about the Sturgis Hotel?
Oh, yeah. The Sturgis Hotel. No, Sturgis Motel.
Motel.
Sturgis Motel.
On Junction.
On Junction. If you tell them, if you want to stay there, and right off the bat, they were last year, they had the best price for rooms last year. I'm assuming she's going to do the same thing this year, Rhonda. She owns it. She watched the video the other day. But what she said, she loved the video so well. What she's going to say is anybody that wants to stay at the Sturgis Hotel during rally, you can tell them that, hey, I seen you on the Bob and Tams, and you get $20 off per night per room.
How about that?
There you go. So that's from us. We also have the other great deal that's going on. If you're going to the Buffalo Chip and you want to stay at Camp Easy Ride, you can contact them and say the same thing. And I think it's $20 too he's giving off, isn't it?
I'm not sure, but he's going to give some sort of Bob and Tam deal.
Yeah, he's giving a discount too if you want to get involved with that. And he's got a big announcement that may be coming out in about a week that we may have him back on next week, that he's got something special coming on. So that'd be kind of neat. So he kind of gave us a heads up, but we're not going to say nothing because, once again, the paperwork's not signed yet. We don't want to give out bad information. We want to give you out the facts, the truth, and nothing but the truth.
Is it just going to be you, Patsy? Because she said Mike was sleeping.
Tell him to get his butt up.
Well, he's.
You got something you want to talk about.
Got an announcement to make.
Tell him he's going to be on YouTube. Yeah.
But so I told her we could do it the next live because that way she could be ready.
Oh.
Because I'd have to send them. I don't know.
Are they together?
No.
Oh, so you'd have to send them. They'd be two
separate
people
ones.
Yeah. You both have to send them the same link.
I know.
The same link. So kind of neat. So it's kind of exciting. And so yeah, next couple of weeks for us is going to be really hectic. So we're going to go visit the kids next week in California for Thanksgiving. And then we're trying to get the garage all up and down. So I'm not sure what kind of videos are going to come up. We may just do some shorts every day just to kind of say, hey, here's what's going on. I do have a video I'm working on now. I don't know if it's going to make it by tomorrow. It's all the things that are open in Sturgis when it's not rally time. Because everybody always asks that question. What's open? What can I do if I come there 3 weeks before the rally or 2 weeks after?
3 weeks after, yeah.
So we went around and we caught up all the locations that are in downtown, and we got a video. It's almost done. We didn't do an intro and an exit on it yet. We filmed it all while we were in Sturgis, and we talked to all the people. It's kind of neat. So that's another video that we've got in the queue ready to go. But I haven't done the intro and the exit. So other than that, it still needs to get rendered and then sent up to YouTube, and she's going to wait.
Yeah.
So
be better with him.
So we got a lot of exciting things going on. So pretty neat.
And then Paul said he'd give us a Bob and Tam special.
Yep. So he's a free install for the Dakota gauges.
Digital gauges.
Those are pretty neat. That's during his travel around his road trip for 2 months.
For December and January.
Yeah. And not during rally time, but during that time. So that's pretty neat. And they do it really quick. They didn't take them very long to put mine in, and we even did a video on it.
Yeah. So, that was with him talking and explaining and everything.
And,
Neil said he had some information about his campground that he stays at. In about a week or two, re-verify your reservation.
At the campground that he's at, or any campground?
I don't know.
But we tell you that anyway. Don't book anything, especially hotels.
Yes.
Do not book any of your hotels on any of the Travel Velocity or Expedia or Priceline or any of those people like that.
Hotels.com, no
And
third party.
some don't even go, like when we talk to them on here, some of them say don't even use their website, their corporate sites.
No.
You should call and make a phone call. And I tell everybody that anyway. Even if you book the Buffalo Chip, well, Buffalo Chip, if you get I don't know, Buffalo Chip I probably wouldn't worry about. But some of these other campgrounds I would worry about because there's some of them which we've had trouble last year. People would be calling these a lot of these campgrounds, there's nobody there. They're gone. Where if you get like Kathmandu, for instance, it rings at his house. He's in Texas. Now he comes to Sturgis off and on. He was actually there the week we were there, but we didn't get a chance to catch up with him.
I should have.
But if you want Kathmandu, you can leave a message with him, and he'll get a message, and he'll give you a call back. So you at least have somebody to talk to. But I know some of these other campgrounds, they don't really have any way of getting a hold of anybody. So you fill out all your information, and hopefully somebody calls you.
Yep.
Because that's scary about getting someplace. And be very leery about buying camp passes from anybody other
Somebody's got a camp pass and they want to sell you theirs because they can't go now.
Because a lot of these ones, Buffalo Chip for sure, we know that in stone, you have to show the ID of the person that paid for it. So if your grandma wants to buy you passes for the Buffalo Chip for Christmas present, she has to put them in your name.
Right.
Doesn't matter what credit card they use, but they have to put it in your name. So when you show your driver's license, so if you bought it from Joe Schmuck down the road, he sold them to you for $200 a piece. You get there, they're going to say, "Where's Joe Schmuck?" Because you're not Joe Schmuck.
No.
So
that's not what your ID says.
So check that if you're buying anything from anybody from Glencoe or Pappy Hoyle, anybody that's selling wristbands, even out at what's the one way out there? Got the new stage.
Oh, Shade Valley.
Shade Valley. They've got pass armbands. So any place that you buy an armband from, if you're going to buy it from somebody else, make sure you call and find out. What happened?
Jimmy sold Socorro Station Campgrounds. It's under new management, and they have a new website also, I guess. The new owner is on the way from Florida. New owner on the way from Florida.
Holy smokes, ain't that a mess? So is your membership, I guess he's not there yet.
He's already paid though. So Neil's already paid his dues, I think, for.
Well, you never know. A new owner can come in and say, "I ain't accepting," which is right. When is the actual day the new owner management will be there?
He said it's sold.
I know, but I mean, what day will they be there? To where if you've already booked something there, you want to touch base with that new management and say, "Hey, am I down in the books? Everything's good." Just in case there's a technical issue going on there.
There's Harry the Farmer. 65's on. Everybody give us a thumbs up if you're on.
He's at 37 in his house.
No, I think he says 37 thumbs up.
Oh.
And there's 65 on. So we need some more thumbs up if you're on. Just hit that little button so YouTube's happy.
Well, what it does is it gives people more chance to watch our videos. If you watch a video, you give us a thumbs up. If you write a comment down, you have to write a good comment. We like all comments, but for them to count, you have to say something about the video.
Yeah.
Not
just
a
good comment like "I like you."
Yeah, or it's a great video.
Like, I saw that blue bike in that video was really cool.
Something or here you could write, "Hey, I love that Paul came on your channel today." Well, that would tell them YouTube that you actually watched the video.
So just not that. You have to click that little thumb button and turn it from clear to blue when you punch on it. So just giving us a thumbs up like this.
Unless you're on Facebook. There's nothing to give us on Facebook. Yeah. But on YouTube, you have to hit the little thumb that's over here somewhere.
It's on my side, I think.
Look at your phone.
I don't know.
One's going.
Well, that's YouTube. Or this is Facebook.
Well, mine was on YouTube unless you took it off. Yeah, this is mine here. So
I don't know.
There you go. So it's you got to turn the chat off.
Oh yeah.
And then now it's all the way. It's in front of you.
I told you. Yeah. That's what it was.
But you have to turn the chat off, and then it's there. Can't really see.
There it is. See that right here. I guess you can't see my finger, can you? Oh well. Anyway, where the clear little, it looks like an outline of a thumb like this. You got to click on it, and then it'll turn blue.
It turns black.
Oh,
they changed it.
Blue.
That's where you hit to get to live chat. Right next to that is a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You can hit share.
Tell me about
There's a whole bunch of stuff.
About a week or two. He said he'll tell us about the mess in a week or two. I guess after he calls and gets all the information. Can't give a thumbs up figure. I'll figure out why I'm blocked on my other phone. He says this is Bill from Washington, the one we had breakfast with that morning. Bill and Cheryl.
What you need to do is make sure your phone you can't get on, you're logged into your YouTube channel. If you're not logged in, that could be the problem. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
He says that's his comment. He says this video is the best video. I like the Fairing Exchange and some more stuff.
There
Shoot,
you
was that
go.
enough?
Yeah, that's enough.
Thanks,
Well,
Mark.
See, there's people that
He's our kind of guy because he's a Georgia Bulldog fan, and our son-in-law, grandsons, and daughter love him.
one side of the family.
Yes.
But it's just YouTube is the way they are.
22.
It's YouTube is just crazy about how they do stuff, and it's all about algorithms. And I just watched a video the other day about algorithms and trying to figure that out again. And we're probably not going to do videos on Saturdays and Sundays now for the next couple months, probably until football's all over and all that kind of stuff. Just because these last couple of videos just haven't done too much. So if it gets to be where videos aren't being watched a lot, we're getting less than 1,000 views, we're probably going to drop down in just a couple days, a week. We'll actually put a real video up. We still may do shorts and stuff each day, or maybe a quick live like we did yesterday, just to let you know, hey, we came on. And the reason we do that is because I don't have any editing to do. We can come on just for a few minutes. We can say what we need to say, and we can get off. And so the same thing there. It was like we was on there for like 11 minutes, so that works out pretty good. YouTube's recommending us putting out longer videos, so we may be switching up. The one I just did the other day with the elk with the stuff on its head.
With the swing, he was a swinging.
Yeah, we got swingers in elks. You know what that is. And you have to ask the monkey man because he knows about the pineapple. If you would have had a pineapple as a thing, monkey man would have known who he was.
Yeah. So Neil said it was 16 degrees there this morning. Bill said he is logged in. He says he's not sure what's happening. And Charlie from New Hampshire's on. He says it's been a long time.
Yep.
So since it is around Thanksgiving time, I just want to tell you all we're very thankful that you're subscribers and you're part of our family. And we love to hang out with you guys. And we're very thankful and grateful for each and every one of you. So that's my Thanksgiving spiel.
So depending on how this week goes, we may do, even though I just said we were not going to do anything, we might do something on Sunday as a live instead of Wednesday because we're going to be with the kids and stuff. And I don't know if we'll remember to do it. I don't want to miss you. You guys be sitting here thinking we're here. We're not. And people be thinking about Thanksgiving. You have friends and stuff in. Yeah. So there may not be a lot of people watching anyway. So like I say, we might do some shorts over those few days, but probably not a whole lot of video will come out unless something really exciting happens or that we need to tell you about.
We should have filmed the wind today. Man, it was a mess. Even the guy down the street that's working on his garage is Johnny on the spot fell over. How about that for a mess?
The street turned blue.
It did.
They had Smurfs in there. Been using that bathroom.
The trash can down the street was rolling around. Like I said, stuff on the back patio. And our back patio, it's not enclosed, but it's covered. But yeah, usually nothing on there moves. So it was pretty windy today. Temp in Memphis was low 45, high 45, low 25, chilly riding weather. We saw a guy, was it last night? Yesterday afternoon. It was chilly and windy yesterday.
Yeah, it was still in the 60s, but the wind was blowing. So.
And he had no helmet, no shirt, shorts, riding his bike. I said, that guy's crazy. I was freezing. Because even here, when it's like 50, 60 degrees, when the wind's blowing like that and the sun's out, it's still cold.
Well, we got it's probably I don't know, the wind's coming from this way, I guess.
So that's the south to the north.
Maybe it's coming the other way then. I don't know, whichever way it's coming. Maybe it's the northern winds. I was going to look and see what it said. Our temperature is. There it is. Couldn't find it there.
Well, all you have to do is click on the front, don't you?
So it's 59 degrees, but with the wind, it feels like 55. So right now they're saying the wind's about 20 miles an hour. But so that's a pretty big downgrade.
Yep. There's Stephen. What's Stephen say? Have a blessed Thanksgiving with your family.
So
Driving to Tampa tomorrow
maybe
to
we're going to
visit
be
my son and his family.
Maybe we're going to be.
That's a good thing.
Drilling holes tomorrow, maybe.
So Stephen's going to go see his son.
Yep.
That's good.
So a lot of things going on. Everybody's having that time of year, the holidays and all that stuff's coming up. And election was really, hopefully your election in your state turned out the way you wanted it to.
Better than ours.
And so who knows? It just, people need to get out and vote. And I know, which it is, less than a third of the people, or only a third of the people actually vote in elections. And you should go out and vote. And it's a good thing. And even if it doesn't, if you don't think it counts, try it and see if it does. I don't know. So we'll see how it all turns out. Good for some, bad for others, and okay for others.
You can still come over.
Right.
Or it says, oh, it's Thanksgiving. I forgot. So I guess I won't go to Mindy's. I don't want to impose.
Well, Mindy won't be. We're going to Kimberly's house for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Tuesday, you can come over Tuesday night.
Tuesday. We'll be at Mindy's Tuesdays and Friday.
Yeah.
So.
So do you work
Gonna
Friday?
spend 2 days at one and 2 days at the other.
You working Friday?
Good night, all. Gotta go. Good night, James. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a happy Thanksgiving. The hoodie was optional in Westminster today. Wow, that's pretty good. She's in Colorado. So.
All right. So we'll wrap it up. We still gotta go to the store.
Yeah. He's all out of milk. He's like, our daughter was like that. We used to have to buy 2 gallons of milk like every other day. Him
She
and
drank
her.
a lot more than I did.
Wow. They both drink a lot. And I was like, the cow's out of milk. We got to go get some more milk. So anyway, we didn't really have any dinner either if you want dinner.
Yeah.
Night James, he's saying, and Art says
Next week, Friday. Yeah.
Yes. So not this Friday's the 18th. So
Thanksgiving Friday.
Yeah.
It'd be Black Friday.
yeah.
If you want to get up and see if there's any
you
good
and
deals,
him can go
go
shopping.
to Home Depot and maybe Harbor Freight. I need a compressor, but we're waiting to see if they do. I got $50 worth of
Get the
coupons.
results till November 23rd. We have ranked choice voting. It sucks. I never heard of that. That's up in Alaska.
Welcome to Alaska.
Good night from Michael G and I. Good night, Betsy. So thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you all have a very nice Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much.
Well, we're going to see him probably before that.
Well, just in case.
Got 2 more people coming up.
Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks to Wheel and Tom. He was one down, then up.
Oh.
He changed his name. Vote always. I know a lot of people don't get it. I don't
We used to
know.
only vote for the presidents, and now since about 2020, we got more involved. 2018 or whatever, we got more involved with 16. Got more involved with voting for senators and things like that. Because sometimes you don't know. Just like here, we had all these judges. Well, most of the judges were nobody's running against them. So it's like, I don't know any of these people, so I'm not going to vote for either one. Let somebody else make the decision if they vote them in or vote them out. But it says, I'm grateful to have.
That he got to meet us this year. This is Charlie from New Hampshire. There's much more, but Laconia was a highlight. On to 100 in 2023.
Yeah. Should be a big thing.
It should be. Thanks, Rod.
Well, the only way we get up there is if we flew up there.
How's your new grand puppy doing? Charlie's doing good. Charlie's right here. Want to know why we're sitting on these chairs up here and he can't keep his head on my lap.
Yeah.
So he didn't get to go anywhere today. He's probably all butt hurt. Done?
I guess. Gotta go up there and hit the end of broadcast.
All righty. One more. Rod says, I'll second that. All righty. Well, thanks again. You guys all have a nice Thanksgiving and we'll see you soon.